Hi there.
Hello everyone, welcome to another Flying Frog video. Here in front of us we have the Iris Simulations PC-21, which hit the marketplace on last Friday as of the 16th of December 2022. Now this one has been released for quite a while before it made it to the marketplace. So it's available for PC and for Xbox. So what we're going to do is we're going to hop on in and have a look. Oh, look at that. In the background there we got the new Skylark zooming around. Very nice. So now we get 12 liveries with this Pilatus PC-21, and to say it's not the same as the Demos Inc. Pilatus PC-21 either. There is a big difference between the two. So what we'll do is we're going to just get on in here and have a quick look. Now I do like this colour scheme. This is a Brazilian colour scheme. I could have gone Australian, seeing as I'm Australian, but you know, I just thought I'd just go for some bright colours. One thing though I am disappointed in, that we didn't get a roulettes livery, and the roulettes is the Australian Royal Australian Air Force's acrobatic team, which would have been really nice to have their livery. But anyway, let's move on in and have a look at the work that Iris Simulations have done. Now the panel lines look fantastic, the rivet lines look great, everything looks sharp. You know, there's been talk that this has been dropped down in fidelity for Xbox, but on the outside, honestly, I can't tell. Now this one is $37.45 Australian, which is approximately, off the top of my head, around about $25 US. And much the same in euro, and about, I would think around 20 odd pound sterling. So now I don't have the external fuel tanks on this. You can put them on, and they can be put on in your loadout and taken off as necessary, and also to be aware that they do cause drag. So we can ascertain that the Iris Simulations have done a fantastic job with the with most of the modelling. So we'll just have a quick squeeze in here and have a look. Now the chrome leg doesn't really look like chrome, but that's okay. I'm not going to be flying from under here. And let's have a look up there. Hydraulic lines look good. Little squared off, but hey, you know, it's only $37. So on the whole, externally looks quite good. Now I don't know much about the PC-21. I don't know its motor apart from the fact that it's a turboprop, and that's pretty well it. That's as far as it goes. So let's have a look at these decals that are on the side here, and they're quite good. Little bit blurry as I get in this close, but look, you know, I'm okay with that. That's all right. You know, I'm not going to be sitting in this close all the time, but what I'm trying to do is just show what work that a developer has gone into or hasn't gone into for our hard-earned money. And this is interesting. Brazilian aircraft with Australian pilots. Oh my god. We've stolen some Brazilian PC-21s. Shame on you, boys. Okay, what we're going to do now is we'll hop into the cockpit and have a look there. Rightio, here we are in the cockpit, so let's have just a look around a little bit as I just swap over now to use my mouse. Now the cockpit itself looks very well done. I wish that the Demos Inc. PC-21 had the panels like this, and you'll see when we turn them on. So let's get the batteries on, so let's turn that one on, and we'll turn that one on as well. Now see, that looks fairly clear. Now while we're here, that's one thing that's annoying. Right, so while we're here, we can go into our ops. I think it's our ops. Nope, system. Let's have a look here. Okay, try this one. Right, now here we go. We can connect or disconnect a ground power unit, so we'll be connected for now. Okay, if you want to do auto start, auto taxi, takeoff, or whatever have you, you go and select those. Okay, we can change from solo to team, multiplayer. Not 100% certain exactly on that. Altitude can be in millibars, or there we go. I'm not sure what that one is, but anyway, you know, hey, I'm an amateur, I'm not a professional. Now our HUD, so our heads up display, which is up here, which I'll be turning on a little bit later, and I will show you the difference. You can have from a PC-21 heads up display, or a default F18, which is the Asobo default. And then we can change our lights from nighttime, dawn, dusk, and day. Alright, and then our next page, let's go over here. Okay, we can have our pilots, so we can have them in or out. We can have the instructor in or out, and so on. Alright, so that's so all our flags, safety chocks, you know, we got chocks and stuff like that. We can have them all here, and this is where we control that. Okay, so and then what we do is then you got we can select, let's come out of here, let's go back into systems, and we can then go and select whether we want hydraulics. So these are staying up quite a fair bit of time. So again, the electrical system, fuel system, which, because I don't have my wing tanks on, they're not going to be showing. So inoperable, okay, and our engine. So there's a limited functionality, so not everything's been modelled into this, but I think enough for us to have a little bit of fun and enjoy ourselves. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave it on engine. Right, now then so our heads up display switch is here, so we can turn that on, we can go all the way on. Right, now we do get these red crosses, and it'll activate in approximately 1 minute, which is that's what that's telling us up there. Right, now hopefully I can remember how to get this one started. Right, now we've got generators on, let's get them on. Okay, now what we'd also need to do, because the engine won't start with the canopy up, so we remove the pin from the canopy, which goes over there, so that's its storage position. Now we do have a pin down here, and so does the co-pilot. You don't have to take them out for them to operate. So okay, but the pins are there, so if you really want to go through the checklist, which is there by the way, so I'll just show you that. Okay, we have the checklist. it doesn't take you to where you need to go, but it does flash blue, so you just got to go and find it. And unless you don't know what something is telling you to do, you know, it's good luck with that. Now also too, because we're on Xbox, I didn't find a manual. I went to Iris's website and I couldn't find a manual for this. So if somebody knows where we can find a manual, can you please let us know? That way, for people who do want to do, you know, proper cold dark starts and operate this thing as intended. So let's just have a look around. So we can apparently change this to a map. I haven't worked it out yet, and that's okay. I'm okay with that. But apparently, I know on PC you can put different maps in, and you know, we can change the brightness. But that's quite a nice layout for the multifunction displays. Again, one of the differences between the Demos PC-21 and this one, and of course there is a big price difference too, so don't get me wrong, and I'm not comparing this one to that one, I'm just saying there's a difference, that's all. Right, I just wish that the Demos Inc had these displays in them, you know, instead of that elongated look. But anyway, enough of that. I'm not going to come back to that one anymore, because they are different aircraft and should be treated as such. Right, so let's close down the canopy. Little bit of noise, not much, and there's no sound when it clinked down, and no sound when we lock it down either, which is a little disappointing. So that could have been done a little bit better. Now what you need to do, and I haven't tested this with an Xbox controller, I can only test so far, well I can test it with an Xbox controller, but is you need to unlock it, so it needs to be moved out of its locked position so your throttle will move. So any of you guys who are just using the Xbox controller on its own, try clicking on it first and then see if you can get it to drag. Okay, and that way then the throttle should work. Okay, here I'm using an Xbox controller just to see if we can unlock the throttle. So we just come on down here. Now push the A button and it's unlocked. So there you go. We can just push the A button and the throttle works as per normal. So that's me pushing the B button and that's the A button. So again, not a problem with the Xbox controller. Just click on it with your A button and it'll unlock it, which is fantastic. Right, now let's come on in here. Now I'm not even sure if this is the absolute complete starting procedure, but where is it? Okay, start guarded, clear prop. Okay, because everything's all on and all on auto. Okay, so we're just spinning up now. Now there we can, here's our heads up display. This is the default F18 display. I will show you the is it this one? Or is it this one? No, I'll get it right one day. I will, promise. Okay, so the heads up display, is it that one? No, go away, try that one. Right, so this is the PC-21 heads up display. Little different. Again, a little bit more. It's focusing on different elements, and when you're traveling along, it tends to jump around, so it gets a little bit hard to read, particularly in the center. These outer numbers all stay much the same, so, and I just have a preference for the F18 heads-up display, and that's just because for me it looks better. As you can see, it's brighter. Now we can adjust the brightness of that, so which is just down the back here along that back left hand side. Okay, alright, so we've got these ones, we've got the anti-collision lights, we've got the recognition lights, and we've got oxygen over here if we want to add that in. You got your flight management system in here for those of you who use it. We've got smoke arm, so we can run smoke if we wish. Alright, so there's our FMS, so we can turn on the flight management system there. I'll get it in a minute. The antifreeze, so all the de-icing stuff is there. Okay, and I'm just not 100% certain. We got our autopilot here, just the other side of the stick. As you can tell, I am not a full bottle on this. I am going by what I think it is. Okay, so okay, there's our APU. So what I'll do is I'll head back into the cockpit to get rid of our APU. So obviously we don't need that one connected anymore. And as you can hear from behind, we're getting that wind turbulence as well, which is like it's hitting a microphone. Right, now let's just disconnect that one and head on back to systems. Rightio. Let us get going. Now this one will run away on you, so you need to hover your brakes, and otherwise she's just gonna do a racing car on you and just race away. Okay, just for those of you who may be interested, our trim indicators are here as well. So as we move our trim, see the nose of the aircraft there is pointing down, so we're looking at just down here. Okay, so that's your trim indicator. Okay, and the other aileron trim and rudder trim. Okay. Right. Okay, here's our night view. Now, as I've said before, the heads-up display, that can be dialed down to which is just in behind here. Okay, which can be done. Now our lights, which I have found, so we've got our external lights, which I will show you there, and as you can see, this is our panel. Now our lighting switches are over here, so we've got our dials here, here and over here. So this is our floods, which takes a fair bit to get them to move. They don't, you know, they it's a lot of rolling on the mouse ball itself to get them to off 100%. So it'd be nice for them to be a little bit quicker than just really slow, because you don't even know, like, and if you click on it, you don't even know if you're getting, you know, if you're going the right way or not. Let's have a look. Yeah, we're down to halfway. Okay, now it seemed to basically from halfway is pointless. It's at full brightness at halfway. Okay, so then we've got our panels here, our displays, and we've got panels here, so how bright the panels are. Right, now what I will now be showing you is the rain. This is the rain. Now some of you might be asking, why is he showing us what it's like in the rain? I've had requests by other people to, because not all aircraft actually, or all developers, develop in the sound of rain hitting the canopy. And also too, the heads-up display, if you look there, it makes it look like that the rain is actually inside the canopy itself, not outside. But anyway, look, we get the sounds of rain hitting the canopy, and that's the reason why I do show the rain. Okay, radio. So let's get it going. Just holding in a little bit of right rudder, which is pretty normal for a lot of aircraft. Getting a few rattles and bumps as we picked up some speed, and we're off the ground. Gear up, and that was no flaps takeoff as well. And as you can tell, she's got some reasonable performance. Cancel that. Don't know what the warning is, but we get a lot of them. Right. Right, we've got a good clip of speed. We're up around the 290 knot mark. Let's just drop a trimming down a little bit, and what I'll do is I'm going to step on outside, and we will do some manoeuvrability. I think what I'll do is I will go and do a stall test with this one and just see how we go. Right, here we are outside. So it's just, as you can tell, she is really quick. You know, she really quick. Doing a pullover. Very manoeuvrable, so I think we're going to have some good fun with this one as well. So what I'll do is I'll get a little bit of height and just test out her stalling characteristics, and we'll go from there. Right, let's just now slow her down. Right. So again, slowing her right off. And she does have speed brakes, by the way, which is a flap that just comes out from underneath the aircraft itself. So I'm starting to pull back now, waiting for it. Waiting. Let's see what happens. See if she drops a wing. Now I'll stall. I can hear the wind. I'm pulled right the way back. So, and now, so what she's going to do is not a lot. So there you go, I can hear them binging. So, alright, so what I'll do now is I'll head on back and I'll come back to you when I'm lined up for the landing. Okay, I will show you the air brake. So we can, as you can see, it's just a big flap that comes down. Now there is also an indicator on inside the cockpit. So if you just look up on the upper right, just here, where are we? Just there. It just tells you there with it the air brake is on. Right, now I just need to drop down as we're about to go landing. We're quite high at the moment. We're a little over 4,000 feet. Not probably the most ideal situation, but I feel a performance aircraft like this can handle it. Gear down. Cancel the warning. We've got an indicator just there on our left. A little offline at the moment. Oh no, I'm back on. Come on, settle down. Down you go. Okay, a little rough. That's okay. Now the rudder itself is very, very touchy. So yeah, I would probably recommend people that you put in a little bit of extra dampening on that one. Right. So what we'll do now is head on over to parking bay 6 and I will give you my final thoughts. Okay, we won't be going into parking bay 6 because somebody's already parked there. I love AI that jumps into my parking spot. They didn't ask. Now for shutting down, there's a little lever just here. And that just shuts it all down. Shuts down the engine and then we can just kill the battery. So let's just go open up the canopy and just shut off the batteries. Nice wind down sequence. Quite realistic. My final thoughts. The Irish Simulations PC-21. $37.45 Australian, $25 American, and about £20 sterling. Is it worth the $37.45? Yeah, I do. I think it is, yes. It's definitely worth it. Irish Simulations have done a great job with this one, particularly for Xbox. Now, apparently they were supposed to have dropped it down a bit for Xbox, and as in the quality, so it's not quite the same as it could have been, or that PC could have got. PC could have had a more higher fidelity aircraft than this particular one, but I can't see where it is, not with my untrained eyes. It might be in something in the background with the functions of the systems, I'm not sure, but with what I see at this point in time, I think it looks fantastic. I think that they've done an excellent job with the modelling. I think that the graphics, as in the decals, the paintwork, the liveries, all look fantastic. Sure, I think there was a little bit too many red ones, which look very, very similar, and you're going to see that in the liveries, or you saw that in the liveries, and they looked so similar, and you're just going, yeah, why? But, and then we get all these other beautiful colours. Purple haze, yeah, I wouldn't call that one purple. I'd call that one hot pink. But I'm being picky here. I think on the whole, it's a very, very good aircraft. And I think that Irish Simulations have done a fantastic job. Would I fly this again? Yes, I would. Do I regret buying it? No, I don't. I think it's a wonderful little addition to the sim and to my hangar. And even though I do have two PC-21s, one's just a bank and yank, rip it and have fun. This one you can still bank and yank and rip it and have some fun, but there's a little bit more in the system's depth for you to go into and take it a little bit more seriously. So on that note, everyone, please, Christmas is coming. For all of those who do celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas. For those of you that don't, still enjoy the time with your family. And everybody, please have a safe New Year. And bye for now.